Hey everybody, Mac here, and I have all of this stuff to get through. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it. A few weeks ago, I was at a toy fair, flea market basically, and out of all the tables, all of the booths that were set up, all of the vendors, none of them really had any Lego or any brick-built sets. It was mostly just comics and action figures. But there was one vendor who had a bin full of minifigs, and he said any minifig in the bin was just $2, so I went through the bin and I found some, and we're going to start off today with her, Wonder Woman. As some of you may know who watched this, especially if you watched my Wonder Woman Warrior Battle review, I am a huge fan of Wonder Woman. She's my favorite of the big three out of DC, yes, even over and above Batman. I know that's hard to believe. But this minifig came with the set that was out for Batman v Superman. I don't remember the name of the set. I'm trying to forget the movie, but I am glad that I got the minifig. This is basically the same paint job as the minifig that came with the Warrior Battle set. It's just, as you can see, it is a much darker paint deco than what she had in her own set. Also, the shield is different, that you have this bird crest on here instead of just the Grecian design that was on it. And her sword is different. But other than that, it's all basically the same with her. The paint job, the design, the hair mold is the same. She even has the same two expressions on her face, which I love. I love that battle face. I love that war cry. That is so good for her. So she will be added to my collection, of which I only really have 3 Wonder Woman minifigs right now, but I'm hoping to increase that with the other ones that are out there. Also, and I know this is a third-party knockoff, or maybe not a knockoff, but I know this is a third-party piece, I got Ultraman. And I was really excited to get Ultraman because Ultraman is the grandfather of pretty much all of the live-action, even the more modern anime-style mech. I mean, just, it's even being re-released on Netflix right now. That the original Ultraman just grew to massive proportions, basically Godzilla-sized. And I know this isn't... Oh, his paint's chipping. I didn't even notice that until just now. Oh well. I know this isn't a licensed Lego product, but I saw him and I had to get him. One issue, other than this paint that I just noticed, I can probably paint over that myself. The paint job is a little light on this side of his... It's a little fuzzy, blurry on this side of his helmet, whereas on this side it's really sharp. But he looks really good. I'm really glad I got him. There is a little bit of fault in the paint app right there, but I'm sure I can fix that up. Just get some silver paint and touch it up a little. I love that helmet. I love that head. I'm so happy I found that one. Another one that I'm not sure is a knockoff or not is, I found Uatu the Watcher. And I looked him up online, and I found people with him. I found people who have 3 of these guys recreating the scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with 3 of these guys standing around the Stan Lee minifig. But I honestly don't know if this is actually a licensed product or if this is a knockoff. I haven't been able to find any set that he comes with. I didn't know if maybe he came in a blind bag series of old, but anytime I look him up online, I really don't find any info on him or where he came from. If anybody watching this knows if he's a knockoff, if he came from a blind bag or what set he came from, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what's up with him. I try not to buy knockoff pieces. Like Ultraman, Lego doesn't make an Ultraman, but Lego does make Marvel. And I don't buy the Marvel knockoff. I don't buy the DC knockoff. I don't believe in that. I'll go for Lego and I'll get the real thing. But like if things like Ultraman here, Lego doesn't make, and I really want this guy, I'll pick them up if I see them. Also, I got Riddler, which this is nothing major. I'm sure he's come with... come on, focus. I'm sure this version of Riddler has come with numerous sets. I'm not a big fan of how the bowler and this hairpiece fits together. It doesn't look... not stuck on his head. I can't get it off. But the bowler, the fedora here, and this hairpiece are actually 2 different pieces that click together just to cover up another face that he has on back. I don't really like how it looks. I don't like how it sits. But this suit, the question mark suit, I really like, because I think Frank Gorshin did wear this type of suit in the 66 Batman series, and as some of you may have seen on a previous video that I posted, I finally got my Batman 66 Batcave, so I'm hoping this suit with the Frank Gorshin style Riddler head will look really good and will look like it did from the 66 series. Also, I have this mummy. I forget what set these came from. I know there was a set that was kind of mimicking Indiana Jones and the Brandon Fraser Mummy movies, and I'm pretty sure he came from that set. Like I said, I can't remember what the line was called, but I picked him up because I'm a sucker for pretty much anything that has to do with the undead, and he'll look good with Halloween sets, Halloween build that I do. And I got me a Harley Quinn. Now, I know this hairpiece doesn't go with this minifig, with this figure. And the hairpiece that did come with her was very small. It was just red. It almost looked more like a beret than hair. But I didn't like that. I liked this figure, I liked this look, and I liked this hammer. But I asked if I could swap out for this hairpiece with another Harley Quinn figure he had in there. And he said sure. So I just mixed and matched, and I got that hairpiece, that hair sculpt with this fig. And I like how the hammer says, "Your face here." So I finally have a minifig of Harley Quinn that I'll be able to put with my Joker and the villain in the Rogues Gallery. Set her outside with in the Arkham Asylum set too. So I'm glad I got that. Speaking of figs, last time I did one of these unscripted videos, I had Captain Keyes from Series 8 Halo. This time I have Spartan Emil from Halo Reach, which is my favorite of the Halo games. I love the team of Halo Reach. I love that you can build your own Spartan and design the armor however you want. But I really liked Emil. Character-wise, he wasn't much, but the look of him, the style. I mean, look at him. Shotgun shells on the armor, carries the Gut Buster, the Kukri blade, and I really like how he has the skull painted on his dome, on his visor, his dome visor right there. So I don't have many Halo sets right now. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've even shown you any of the ones that I do have. But I'm gonna like putting him in the gunnery position on a Warthog or something. I'm glad I saw him and picked up Emil. Something else to take a look at. Barnes & Noble, the one around me at least, has taken away their media center. No more DVDs, no more CDs, no records, nothing like that. They've moved that whole thing out, and they've put a toy store in its place, basically. So now, every Barnes & Noble around me, half the store is a toy store, and I'm totally cool with that, because they have a lot of Lego sets out there. Check their webpage. Better yet, go into the brick-and-mortar store and check that out, because they have old sets, retired sets, for standard retail price. I don't know where they got them, how they got them, or how long they've had them, but I found this, that if you look at the date on the bottom here, this is from, yeah, right there, this is from 2017, that I missed this when it first came out, and they had it for the regular retail price of $10. So I couldn't pass that up, because this is going to be really good at Halloween when I build an actual Halloween diorama, Halloween setup, because, as I've said before, new house, and I can decorate, and look, I can put the mummy with him too. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really excited I found that. I love that pumpkin up top. But I'm really going to like setting that up at Halloween this year. On April 4th was my birthday, and I went out and I got myself a birthday present. That I went to the Lego store and I picked up a Lego store. Every time I went to the Lego store, because remember, it takes me about an hour to get there from where I'm at, I always go in there and I think, hey, I'm going to get the Lego store. And then I don't, and I walk out of there and I think to myself, man, I should have bought that, because I just have a feeling the next time I'm there, they're not going to have this anymore. It's going to get discontinued. So I decided that for my birthday, I drove out there, and one of the things I picked up was this. And it's cute. I like it. I mean, it's clever. It'll look good with a city set or a town set. I know most of you have seen this before, but I'm happy I got this, and I'm looking forward to putting this together. Almost on the same sense of minifigs, we have the MegaConstrux. Pokemon. I was a huge player of Pokemon. I had so many Pokemon when I was playing the game back in the day. And I believe I did catch them all. But I've since stopped playing the games. And I saw MegaConstrux Pokemon sets out, and I was avoiding getting them. And then the Detective Pikachu trailers keep dropping. And then I saw the Detective Pikachu trailer where it revealed Mewtwo was in the movie. And that just got me fired up. So when I was at Target, I saw this guy. He was an impulse buy by the register. I picked him up, and I'm probably going to end up collecting more of these because I love how they come in Pokeballs, and each one of them has different Pokeballs. It's not all just the classic red and white standard Pokeball. And I also like how once you build them, they're small enough that you can actually store them inside the Pokeball that they come with. I thought that was a clever little touch. I forget what this one's name is. I know, I'm horrible. But he was one of my faves when I was building. And I really think one of the next sets I'm going to get from the MegaConstrux Pokemon sets is going to be the Mewtwo versus Mew set. And then there's a 4-pack that has Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Pikachu all in one box set for like $15. I'll probably be picking that up too. So, yeah. I'm going to be trying to catch them all again. I mean, these are $6. They're cute little builds. There's not much you can do with them except display them. They don't have like a Coliseum set or anything yet that you can display these in. But I'm a collector. I'll be buying them. Over here, we have everything Star Wars. Now, over Christmas, when I got the Star Wars Cantina with the Han and Greedo set, I said I had avoided collecting Star Wars because I knew once I got one set, I was going to want all of the sets. And that nightmare is coming to fruition. First, I bought this. This was another thing at Barnes & Noble. This was, I believe this is out of print. It's a book that basically highlights all of the unique Star Wars minifigs up to the time of publishing that you can get. It tells you little things about them, tells you what sets they came in, gives you set numbers so you can look things up and cross-reference and try and find the sets that they came in. And unfortunately, as I was looking up some of these sets, I realized there's a lot of old Star Wars sets out there that I want to try and find. So my nightmare is coming to fruition. And even this book was $18, and it was an impulse buy. And the only reason I bought it was not because of what's inside, but because of what's in the cover. This prototype Boba Fett minifig that is based off of the original style of Boba Fett when they thought they were going to use Boba Fett as some sort of super stormtrooper, and his armor, his costume was completely whitewashed to look like a stormtrooper before Lucas decided to turn him into the most fearsome bounty hunter in the galaxy. And they just released him with this book. This book, however, I think it's out of date. I believe it came out, 2015 right there. Printed 2015, so it's about 4 years old. But I basically got it for this fig. And it was totally an impulse buy, because if I would have thought about it, I probably could have gotten the minifig by itself on BrickLink for much cheaper than the $18 that this book cost. But I got it now, and it's cool to flip through. And I'm going to be pulling this guy out as soon as this video is over and putting him on display. Now, as far as I said, the nightmare that is the LEGO Star Wars, you can see I'm indulging more. It's no secret, everybody watching this knows right now that LEGO is celebrating 20 years of the Star Wars license, and they're making modern representations of sets that they came out with roughly 20 years ago when they first got the license. And to show you what I mean, let me move these guys. If you open the manual, look, right there, like you can see the original 2015 look of the ATPT, the Scout Walker, and the new version of the Scout Walker. So you can see them side by side, what the old one looked like and versus what the new one looks like. And I had to get that one, the troop transport, at the Lego store. I got that one at my local Walmart because Target and Walmart around me for some reason don't have the troop transport. And I wanted to get the troop transport, one, because I want to complete the set, and two, because the troop transport came with Han. And the two that I wanted most were Vader and Han. I'll probably be getting the Snowspeeder next. With Lando, because that minifig looks really sharp. I can't wait to look at that one. Excuse me. And if you had any question as to whether or not these were unique or the 20-year anniversary, you can see each 20-year anniversary minifig comes with the silver 20 years stamped on the back, which makes them unique, in addition to these brick-built display stands with their names on them that link together. So the biggest draw for me for these sets is these 20-year anniversary minifigs. So far, it hasn't been the set. The only set that I'm really looking forward to is the Slave 1 set, because it's Slave 1 and it's Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's awesome, and plus it completes the Bounty Hunters, where we finally get Zuckuss, so I can put him with the rest of the Bounty Hunter sets that I have. Now, as far as these sets go, these are less than thrilling, especially for the price that you pay. Like, for example, let's start with the troop transport right here. I mean, this is basically a battle pack. This is basically 20th anniversary battle pack. You get this really small, really nothing build, and you get 4 minifigs. And one thing that's kind of cool, when the dropship lands, this can come off, and then the speeder can fly away, and you have, you know, your troops sitting here. But they're just sitting there on plates. There's no seats. There's no nothing. Like, and they're just stormtroopers. Like, I'll put the price up for both of these sets and show you what I mean. The price of these sets, the price to part ratio for these sets is just ludicrous. Like, you do get this one trooper here, this black paint stormtrooper, that I don't think this is actually a shadow trooper. I just think it's basically a stormtrooper that they gave a black paint deco to with some silver piping. And all of them have the basic angry clone head. There's nothing special there about that. So the pilot is a little special. He's not unique because you had the black stormtrooper with the original set of this. But just for the price that you have to pay, and as flimsy of a build as this is, if it didn't come with Han, if it didn't come with the 20th anniversary Han, I don't think I would have bought this. Same thing with the Scout Walker here. In the picture, it shows, you know, you can push the leg back and bend the toe, but it won't really balance itself. It's not that well balanced, and see, it kind of just leans off to the side there. So it's basically a statue. The headpiece, the turret up here, doesn't even move. Like, they could have put this on a swivel piece. They could have easily put a swivel piece right here at the neck. The only thing that moves is the chin gun. And I mean the Scout Trooper that comes with it, the Kashyyyk Paint Job Scout Trooper. Which, by the way, first of all, I've seen reviews of this where people say that the Scout Trooper's hands can't grab the handlebars. Yes, they can. You just have to turn them the right way. You can totally hold on to the handlebar right there. But, oops. See? He holds on. It's just the angry clone face as well. I do like the paint job. I do like the camo of the Scout Trooper, but I don't think this is a unique fig. I think you get this guy with other sets. Or you can get this guy with other sets. So there's that. And once again, the price and the price to part ratio on this whole thing is just ludicrous. It's not a great set. And mine was missing a piece. It's missing a piece right here that this circle comes on. So, I mean, Lego's sending the new one out. But along with the walker, you also get this little barricade build right here. Here, hold on, let me bring this down and bring it in a little. You get this little barricade build right here with a Kashyyyk Wookiee, and I believe maybe this one. Oh, let's focus in. Come on. He's not going to focus. I believe maybe this one is a unique fig, because I don't know if we've ever had this mold, this Wookiee mold, with this color paint. At before, so maybe the Wookiee is a little bit unique to it, other than Vader, because this is the one that Vader came with. And then you just get your standard run-of-the-mill battle droid. You don't even get the Kashyyyk paint job on the battle droid, and you get Spider Droid with a stud launcher gun. And we've gotten this Spider Droid. Well, not we. This is the first time I've been collecting Star Wars, but I know for a fact this Spider Droid has been in one, if not two, other sets before. So, just like with the troop transport sets, the Scout Walker set, for the price that you pay, I just don't know if I can say these are worth it. Like, all of the Star Wars sets are overpriced to begin with. We all know that. Thank you, Disney. But these ones, it's too far out there. I do appreciate the boxes, though, and I know that sounds like ridiculous, but the boxes that come with it, the design of the box, the texture of the box, this high gloss, this soft feel, this slight ridge texture and everything, this reminds me very much of the packaging that the original Kenner Star Wars sets came out in back in the 80s and even up into the 90s before Hasbro bought them out. So I appreciate that. I like that they're mimicking that old style packaging. So, I mean, I'm still going to get the rest of the sets, don't get me wrong. I'll get the Snowspeeder. I'm definitely going to get Slave 1, because I feel like that Slave 1 is the closest that I'm going to be able to get for a while unless I buy the UCS Slave 1 that I don't see myself buying, because that's too much. I just think that's too much, and you don't get nearly as much as I think you're going to get with the 20th anniversary, especially with the 20th anniversary Princess Leia piece, all the bounty hunters, and everything else you get with it. So that's my allotment for today. If you stayed with me this long, well, first of all, thank you for staying with me and talking Lego, talking toys with me. If you stayed with me this long, please go ahead and hit that gray thumb to turn it blue. Give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. Remember to follow me on Instagram at BrickIntyre, where I post photos and updates and let you know when the new videos come up there. And keep a lookout for my video next week, where I am going to be taking a look at a old set. It's the first of my Out of Retirement series, where I'm going to be taking a look at the Ghost Rider set. So, remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, thank you for supporting the channel. Play well, my friends, and as always, thank you for watching.